What do Goldie Hawn, Kurt Russell, and Red Gerard all have in common? They've all decided to call Colorado's luxury mountain towns home, which include Breckenridge, Silverthorne, and Frisco. Today I'm breaking down 5 luxury markets in Colorado's mountain corridor, including Breckenridge with its ski and ski out estates, all the way over to Silverthorne with its more humble abodes, all of which are seeing explosive demand. This isn't just about ski cabins anymore, it's about lifestyle, long-term equity, and how these mountain markets are evolving in 2025. My name is Anthony Soul with Live Sotheby's International Realty. If you're looking to call Summit County your home, look at my free relocation guide in the description below to help you guide you through the process of buying a home here in Summit County and calling the Colorado Mountains your home. Now let's get into why the ultra-rich decide to live here in Summit County. First, let's talk about Breckenridge. Breckenridge is the flagship market here in Summit County and kind of what I like to call the down-to-earth luxury town in the Colorado Mountains, where a lot of wealthy people will tend to go to Vail or Aspen. You're seeing more and more luxury, ultra high net worth people come over to Breckenridge for the appeal that it has. And the reason is because it's just a little bit more down to earth and more real than say a place like Vail or Aspen, where Vail or Aspen, you'll see this kind of level of wealth where it almost seems a little bit fake. Here in Breckenridge, everybody is so community oriented and so down to earth, just wants to get outside, have a good time, maybe go to Après Ski for a beer, listen to a local band, and it's just the coolest vibe. And that's why you're seeing a lot of these ultra high net worth people come to Breckenridge. They want to be a little bit more low key. They don't want all of the paparazzi and the crazy crowds and the people hawking over them. They just want to have a nice, relaxing vacation. So they've chosen Breckenridge. And the other reason that they've chosen Breckenridge is because of its affordable price point when you're comparing it to places like Vail, Aspen, and even Telluride. Homes here range from 1.6 million on the low end, all the way up to about 5 or 6 million. Homes of similar caliber, we're talking ski in, ski out luxury estates, 5,000 square feet and higher, looking right at the mountain with gondola access, etc. In places like Aspen, you're talking about 10 million. In Vail, you're talking about 40 to 50 million in Aspen. So to get something on the same caliber with great proximity to Denver International Airport for just about 4 or 5 million, it is a bargain if you are an ultra high net worth earner. And so it's a great place to call home in that respect. The other thing about Breckenridge is that we have a lot of scarcity here. So it's a great investment play for the future. We're talking long-term equity growth without a doubt. And that's because we just don't have a lot of buildable land here in Breckenridge. A lot of our lots are already built upon in neighborhoods like Shot Hill. There's only about 4 or 5 empty lots available still. They're not currently for sale, but if you did want to customize your home, there's really not a lot of opportunity to do so. So if you buy something here in Breckenridge, you're going to see long-term growth, and it's going to be a great place to park your wealth instead of like looking at the stock market or another business. Besides Shot Hill, there are a couple of other areas in which the ultra high net worth tend to buy homes. Usually that would be the Breckenridge Highlands area right around the Breckenridge golf course, Timber Trail in Breckenridge, which is just beside Shot Hill, but you can still get a short-term rental license there. And then there's one last development happening basically at the base of the Peak 8 area at the Breckenridge Ski Resort, and this is called Victory Ridge. There is a number of home sites there, a few of which that have been spoken for already, ranging from $5 to $7 million just for the lot. Again, we're talking the most premier ski in, ski out home sites in all of Breckenridge, Colorado, and possibly all of Colorado in general. And we're gonna make a video about this and what you can expect, because these are going to fly off the shelves. Victory Ridge is part of a development with Breckenridge Grand Vacations that includes home sites that are ski in, ski out, able to short-term rent, a condotel style building right at the base of Peak 8 that includes both timeshares, condos, and hotel, and then townhomes down out off of Park Avenue just below the gondola with Main Street in your backyard. So again, guys, you can see why people like Goldie Hawn, Kurt Russell own a property here, one of their longtime winter hideaways. A pro snowboarder, Jesse Sinsack, I hope I'm saying that right, former Bachelorette winner, is a longtime resident. Multiple Olympic athletes, including Katie Lander, Ariel Gold, and Taylor Gold, train and live in Breck, and pro athletes and musicians, including Al Jorgensen, have also called Breck home. Guys, I'm not saying these names to chase for clout. I don't care about any of that. I'm just letting you know that people like this with celebrity status who make a lot of money call Breckenridge home. So if you're looking at a place to call home that's still on the more affordable side of things when it comes to luxury markets, you've got to consider Breckenridge, because again, with the scarcity, the high demand for the lifestyle, the proximity to Denver, Breckenridge is a surefire investment and a great place to call home. Now, other than Breckenridge, we just go a little bit north and we're looking at Frisco, Colorado, and Frisco is kind of Breckenridge's little sister in that it has the main street that Breckenridge has to offer. But what's really great about Frisco is that it's centrally located in Summit County, so it makes it really easy access to get all over, to do all of your mountain activities as well. You're right off of I-70, so if you want to go to Vail for the day and have a little staycation, it's only about a 20 to 25 minute drive to Vail. And then if you want to head on I-70 to go to Denver, it's about an hour and 15 minutes from Frisco Main Street. Frisco also has great hiking and biking along the recreation path along the base of Peak 1, and there's tons of great hiking and biking options there. Then you've got the Frisco Marina as well to rent pontoon boats, kayaks, go fly fishing. And then Frisco, the town itself, has tons of different events going on. So there's something to do for literally everybody. And then you've got some pretty luxurious home sites, specifically in the Bills Ranch area just beside the bike path. There is one home there listed for right around $7 million, and it's a Parade of Homes winner, remodeled, and it is beautifully done. If you are, again, high net worth buyer looking for an amazing home, I'd highly recommend looking at that one. And if you need somebody to help you with that, I'm happy to do so. You can look at my buyer guide down below in the description to understand how the whole process works, and we can get you into that home to see if it's the right fit for you. But besides that neighborhood, you've got the Reserve in Frisco, which is an awesome little neighborhood. The HOA was formed to preserve the natural beauty of the area, so everybody kind of has some protected space and land, so it feels like you still live in the woods. And home prices in Frisco are ranging anywhere from $1.5 million all the way up to about $3-4 million. Again, that one at $7 million is kind of a one-off because it is an incredible home with no HOA backing up to National Forest. You guys will really have to check that one out if you're considering a luxury purchase in Frisco. Now we go a little bit more north in the county and we're talking about Silverthorne. Silverthorne is where I live personally, and this is the fastest growing market in Summit County. We had the most buildable land at one point. I'm not exactly sure on the stats right now, but a lot of the Blue River Parkway, which is kind of the main drive that goes through Silverthorne, has been developed upon. So there's a bunch of new construction opportunity if you're looking for a new build with very reasonable HOAs, and you can still get a short-term rental license. Silverthorne was famously just a drive-through town for a long time. A lot of locals here called it the armpit of Summit County because literally nobody wanted to be in Silverthorne. And fast forward, 20, 30 years later into the present, and we've got locals all over Silverthorne that love to call this place home, including celebrities like Red Gerard, who actually live in my neighborhood. And what's great about his place is that he has a public snowboard park, little park setup. If you like to do that kind of skiing, you can sign a waiver at his place and take your snowboard or your skis. You can hit rails, little jumps. He's got a whole setup there. And so there's so many great things. You got a great diversity of neighborhoods in Silverthorne, from neighborhoods like mine where it feels like you live in the middle of the woods, but you're only about a 10-minute walk to downtown and a 2-minute drive to I-70. You've got some really great local spots. You've got some deed-restricted neighborhoods. You've got Ruby Ranch, which homes are sitting on like 5 to 10 acres up there, zoned equestrian, so you can have horses up there with amazing access to the Gore Range and Eagles Nest Wilderness. And then as you go farther north into Silverthorne, some amazing ranch properties along Acorn Creek, ranging from 20 to 40 acres. And so Silverthorne has tons of options for homes, prices ranging from about $600,000 for small condos all the way up to $6 and $7 million for some really luxury estates. And then Silverthorne has your everyday shopping. So this is why you see a lot of locals live here. You've got Lowe's, Target, City Market just up the street in Dillon. You've got outlets, which have 40 different shops and bars that you can go and hang out at. So Silverthorne, you can see with all of the new development that's going on and the lack of buildable land still, and all of the things that Silverthorne has to offer, it is going to be a great investment play for the future, and certainly one of the most affordable mountain towns in all of Colorado. Now we're going to talk about Keystone, going a little bit east of Silverthorne. And what's great about Keystone is that Keystone's growth is directly tied to the resort, and the resort is expanding. And what I mean by that is that we have a new development right at the base of the gondola called the Kindred Residences. There are a few units still available for sale. This is the premier luxury ski in, ski out condo condo development happening in Colorado right now, which includes an owner's club, a spa, fitness area, 3 restaurants, one of which is going to be a Michelin star restaurant, walk to the gondola, walk to the River Run Village. I mean, this is incredible, and homes in this development are selling at $2,500 a square foot. One even sold for almost $3,000 a square foot. And so once this development gets its certificate of occupancy, Keystone is going to see some great appreciation. What's great about Keystone also is that the entirety of the town is still unrestricted on short-term rentals, depending on the area that you're in, but it is still going to be a great investment play for the future. Keystone's one of my personal favorite because it stays a little bit quieter than the rest of the county, where the rest of the county kind of has areas to go hang out, restaurants to visit. Keystone's kind of set apart from all of that, especially if you're in a place like the Ranch. Again, another HOA developed to preserve the natural beauty of the area. So you have beautiful views surrounded by lodgepole pines and aspens. You've got a great clubhouse. You have access to the Keystone Ranch golf course, the Keystone Ranch restaurant, which is fantastic, but it just feels like your own private oasis in the mountains. And it doesn't feel so touristy because, again, short-term rentals aren't allowed in that HOA, and it just feels like your own little private oasis. It's really a great place. But if you want that more resort style feel, go to River Run Village, buy a unit in the Kindred residences, and yeah, you can have that action that you really want. And again, if you're a high net worth earner, ultra luxury type buyer, what's great about Keystone is that it is super family friendly, commonly referred to as the most family friendly ski resort all of Colorado. So if you have a big family that you want to entertain, Keystone is the place to do it because the resort is very family friendly oriented to the more beginner type skier. Lots of greens, blues, no double black diamonds across the whole mountain. And then all of the runs funnel down to the same chairlift, which is super convenient if you have grandkids flying around all over the place and you maybe lose somebody. Well, just tell them to keep skiing down and eventually you'll meet at the same chairlift. So Keystone has great options for the family. And then if you yourself are more of an advanced skier, skip Keystone and go up the road to Arapahoe Basin, referred to as the Legend in Colorado because it is some of the most insane skiing that Colorado has to offer, from double black diamond gladed tree skiing to cliffs to open bowls. I mean, A-Basin has it all. One of my personal favorites here in the mountains of Colorado. So you can see that Keystone does have a lot to offer in a different way compared to places like Breckenridge, Frisco, or Silverthorne. If you want a little bit more of a private getaway for you and the family, this is the place to invest in. And then finally, we have Fairplay and Alma. I wouldn't necessarily call this a luxury market in Colorado, maybe because of the price point. A lot might consider it to be luxury, but maybe you're starting to get into that realm of high net worth earner. Maybe you've got a couple million in the bank account and you're looking to diversify some of it, or you're ready to buy your first mountain home. Fairplay and Alma are going to be a great start because you can still buy single family homes in the $500,000 to $700,000 price range with land, amazing views. Fairplay and Alma are a little bit more rural, making it, again, spacious, really give you that feel of being in the mountains. The big trade-off to being in Fairplay Alma is that you're a bit of a farther drive to the ski resorts. You're looking at about a 30-minute drive to Breckenridge to go skiing, and you don't really have all of the amenities that you would have in Summit County, not necessarily all of your day-to-day shopping like grocery shopping, hardware stores. If you're looking to get to those types of places, you're going to be looking at about a 20 to 25 minute drive. So Fairplay and Alma are a really great place to call home if you want to get away from the city, the hustle and bustle, and you just want ultra privacy, way more than you'll find in Keystone. Again, no amenities, no ski resorts. It's basically you and nature, which a lot of people love. And if you love something like that, Fairplay and Alma are going to be the place for you. If you really like to enjoy the mountains solo or with the family, but it's more, we're self-sustaining, we can just take our camping gear and we can go have fun on our own, Fairplay and Alma are definitely the right choice for you. So guys, if you're thinking about investing here in the Colorado mountains, whether it be buying or selling real estate, I'm more than happy to help. Again, find my guides down below in the description. Relocation guide for buyers, get a home valuation for free if you're a seller, and let's talk about what this looks like for the future. But the best thing that you can do is understand how these micro markets are shifting here in Colorado so you are best prepared for when it's time to to make the move. Again, my name is Anthony Soul with Live Sotheby's International Realty. Thank you guys for watching this week's video, and I'll see you in the next one.